Grown folks conversation. And also, so we're with Opposition Podcast, and this is a collaboration between the Opposition and the Grown Folks Table. I am the host of the Grown Folks Table. I am Sheila, and
hey y'all, it's Lady J
on the podcast today.
B-Love.
And below. So we're going to continue this conversation. Last time we talked about divorce, and when you shoot, and I think Pia got a little interested in here because people were not happy with me saying that I would not want to be with my husband if he was not attracted to me, and I still feel that way. I saw you doing some reaction, Fabian. I mean, so what's your take on it?
What I'm saying is, life goes through different changes.
Okay.
And, sometimes I may be attractive, sometimes I may not, but I'm saying you're going to leave me just because you feel that I'm not attracted to you? So
feelings is all I have. Feelings is what I act off of every day.
Will fool you.
I mean, sometimes, but if there's a conversation too. I communicate well. So if I have been feeling for some time, months, I guess, days, months, weeks, or whatever, that my husband is not feeling attracted to me, first of all, I watch. So I'm not going to just react because of how I'm thinking. I'll start watching how he moves. If he touches me, like right now, he touches me all the time. I can walk past, pat on the butt. Yeah. I walk past, we got all this touching, feeling stuff. But if all that shit broke down, and every time I looked at him, if I say something to him, his face was smushed, like he just didn't like me. That's a whole nother topic for me. Like, I just can't get past it.
We just have to work through it, you know what I mean? That's why we got our logical mind, we have our emotional mind, and we have our wise mind.
Would that be a conversation, though? Do you not like me anymore? Am I not attractive to you anymore? Would that be a conversation?
That's what I said. Yes, I would watch how he moved, and I'll talk to him about it. I would absolutely talk to him about it. I don't think now, I could be wrong about this, and depending on who you're dealing with, but I don't think that he's going to be like, yeah, I'm not really attracted to you like that no more. I see you, I like you, I love you, but I ain't even like you. But I'm just not attracted to you no more. Like, you don't do it for me no more. Can't do that.
So. Okay.
And I may be shallow, but I can't do that one.
So when you say I will, I do.
Right.
In front of our sight of God and all your witnesses.
Yes.
And so basically, you're saying that the guy, you feel like he's not attracted to you, you're gonna leave him, divorce him, then I'm gonna get with somebody else, and then this dude, we together, everything going good.
At least he'll be attracted to me. I'm just kidding. I'm saying though.
That's gonna be that might happen often. So
let me ask. So you
saying my biggest thing, because I'm listening to all of it.
Okay.
And one big thing I think a lot of people get mixed up, even when it comes to marriage. Marriage is a business at the end of the day.
Okay.
So it isn't a matter of whether you attracted to me or I'm attracted to you. But we built some stuff together. At the end of the day, even sometimes the way you may carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? You may, that's just an example. You may find a handsome man with a not so attractive woman. And right. Guys may say, well, dang, why he with her? Because she's not all that attractive. How can she be attractive to him? Right. It may be the things that she does, the way she carries herself.
Absolutely.
All those things that make her attractive, not just a visual thing.
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, so just with all of that, it's like, okay, so you're not attracted to me no more, so that means what? We ain't having sex? And because we gotta remember, because men can have sex and ain't gotta have no emotional attack.
But it can even be if I felt like if he wasn't attracted to me anymore mentally, or not just physically, but mentally, just attracted to me. Period. I just can't get past that part. So you saying to me, so you guys both are saying that if your spouses were, you guys were married and your spouses were not attracted to you physically or mentally or whatever, that you guys were not divorced, that y'all would stay in.
No, because it has to, it's something. It's bigger than all of that. It's bigger than that. And I think the biggest thing too, because you get a lot of people that think marriage is just supposed to work. You got to pray for your spouse. You got to pray for your husband. You got to pray for your wife.
Lord,
you know what I mean? So that those type of things.
And please let my husband like me or be attracted to me in the morning.
So those type of things don't destroy marriages, because some people be so superficial and shallow. That's why I say it takes grown adult people and mature people to be married, because you're going to go through different phases. You're going to go through different changes. You're going to go through physical change.
I understand all that.
You're going to go through mental change. You're going to go through emotional change.
I understand all that.
So, I mean, because sometimes you can be with a spouse, and because it is stagnant, or that person you may feel may not be as attractive, because of what they may have said, what they may have done, whatever it may have been. After a while, you never know what may happen in that dynamics. You know what I'm saying? That person's mindset may change. They may go to counseling, maybe some therapy, because a lot of times it has nothing to do with you. It has something to do with the other person.
Right.
100% it does. Your feelings for whether someone is attracted to you or not is 100% their own stuff.
Exactly.
But I still.
So if you love them, you want to figure out what's going on and what the problem is before I say, you know what, you ain't attracted to me no more, deuces. I'm out here.
That's when
I'm not saying that. To the day I found out, I figured that my husband has been looking at me different for the last week, and that he has treated me differently for that. And I don't think he's attracted to me. I'm going to file a divorce. That's not what I'm saying.
We know what you're saying.
Right. Okay.
We know we're not saying that. You know. What you're speaking of is this had to have been going on for maybe months, a long time, yes. You know, maybe a year or two, whatever it may be. Okay, so if you don't have the positive conversations or anything that that pulls the relationship
even
back
if we
together.
talk, even if I start to feel that way, we will have a conversation. I'll start to talk to him about, well, baby,
but then you don't want him to change right then and there as soon as you have that conversation.
It's not true. No, that's not true. Absolutely not.
You're gonna be looking for the changes, though, right?
No. What I'm looking for.
What changes you looking for?
So when I am looking, I'll be watching to see how he moves. If he feels like, I know when someone is attracted to me. I know because I've lived on this earth long enough to know. Because I know that if he moves like maybe I fell off the train a little bit, but I want to get back on. If he moves like that, I'm willing to work on it. But if because if he's not attracted to me, he's on, in my opinion anyway, or it sounds like even what Jay would say, that he's probably going to look for somebody who he's attracted to anyway. I don't know if he would say that or not, but it seems that a guy would go, if he doesn't find it with you, that he's going to go looking for it. And I don't know if that's the fact or not, but I don't know. I can't do that one.
Well, the only thing I see, I know in this life we go through different changes, loss of parents, friends, associates, or whoever it may be, and that could also.
Now I agree with that. If this person if my husband would be going through something, if I were married to my husband, even my current husband, and if I know that he's going through something, he is, he can't get out of it, that's not what I'm talking about, because I even get that, but yeah, I get that. Because, we all go through it. I went through it, my mom passed, family members or what have you. Yeah. So yeah, I get that for sure. Let me ask you guys this, about divorce. What if both people come into their divorce with a lot of possession, a lot of money? Like if you come in, whatever you come in, you're already at the top of your game and you're making your thing, and your spouse come in the exact same thing. Would y'all do prenup? You too?
I guess it depends on knowing.
Prenup.
If she or I really love it, depending on how many marriages before, or how many, you know what I mean? If it's when I first met her and I was already really established and she was really established,
right.
We came in together like that. But if it was like both of us been married 3-4 times, probably prenup. Yeah,
prenup, absolutely. But I think that too, a lot of times, especially if you just starting from like a certain place and y'all building together, right? I don't see that.
That's what I'm going next. Yeah, that's what I was going next.
That as far as having a prenup or anything like that. But if you both have worked hard, been through a couple of marriages, built your own things, and now you're coming together, I think there needs to be some type of agreement done between that, because you can't be married to somebody for 10 years, all of a sudden y'all getting divorced, y'all both came in and stuff, and you gonna leave me with nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, a lot of times women,
we like 60. No,
a lot of times when people are married and they get divorced, when they are married, it usually is one person who suffers. I'm sorry, I don't want to use the word suffer, or should I say, who sacrificed their time, their title, their whatever their goals may have been to help the other build. And if that's the case, then
that's a sacrifice too.
Yeah, that is.
That's a sacrifice too.
What?
Anytime that one person is helping that other person to build, that's a sacrifice.
That's what I'm talking about.
On both sides.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. So why should they not get something out of the marriage if that would be the case?
Well, most of the time, the person that excels, especially if they're not used to being there, they get beside themselves. Start hanging around people that have these particular degrees degrees, or
Right.
feel like they this and that and the other person is this and that, so.
And now the one that did help is less than or not as important.
Let me twist it for you. What if it were like this? What if I was married to somebody, right? And in a marriage, I was pushing and doing my thing. Like I'm trying to become. And I keep asking my husband, like, babe, I need you to do something. Or, like, won't you do it? What if the other person was stagnant and didn't want to move? And then you make it. And then they be like, okay, well, now that we're divorcing, now I want happier.
That happens that happens.
But what do you do with that? Like, what do y'all feel about that?
You got to split.
What can you do?
Yeah.
Because if they didn't roll with you, whether they helped you or not, whether they've been supportive in it or not, you still stay connected to that person. You still stayed married to them. So now if you do divorce, they're just going to get the benefit from, the things that you've done.
That's just like in chess. The king stays still. So if she's moving or vice versa, he's staying still, he's holding the ground. So if she's moving everywhere, taking care of everything and making everything, he's still protected.
Because I was going to say, because there still is a certain type of sacrifice or that person has to make. Because if you are moving about and your spouse is not, there's somebody taking care of the house, or maybe in some people's lives of kids or whatever, that may be doing some other things on the back end, not necessarily the hand in what you're doing to make it work.
Right.
To make you able to do your thing.
Right.
I'm telling you.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. It's a lot because when you think about how people want to perceive the other person, you can think of it all day that this person want the best for you, or the person may or may not be interested in what you're trying to do. Even that part of it alone, you got to figure out how much hand you have in there, how much hand you want in there. So it gets kind of difficult.
So would that change your emotional side back to that point? You're gonna leave me again?
Because I ain't,
Because what now? Say it with your chest. And my daughter Sydney would say, say it with your chest.
You're just gonna leave me because you feel like I don't love you.
If you're not attracted to me, yes. If you're not attracted to me.
But what if he love you though?
I love people. I love everybody. And I'm not in love with everybody, but I love people. Even if he loves me as a person, he's not attracted to me, I can roll. I hope I can. In my mind, I think so. I don't know. I just don't want to be with somebody who's not attracted to me. So I found some. Did you have some divorce rates that you said you wanted to mention?
That the divorce rate when it comes to finance, and especially in our community, in African Black community, it's been the same divorce rate since '95.
Okay.
Behind finances and communication. We have the highest divorce rate in this country. Our Black culture does.
For money.
Because of finances. And the only ones that when you talk about our Black culture that don't have the highest rate, when you start getting into the economic part of it. So when you find African American couples that make above like $70,000 a year, they don't have a whole lot of divorces, as well as say you got a couple that one makes 40, one makes 30, below average as far as they're considering income. They divorce faster than those do that have an income that's over $70,000.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Why you
Well, because if you think about it, if you got one that's making $70,000, if the other one becomes unemployed, they still can be able to handle the bills and everything depending on their lifestyle. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if you got two people that are making less than $70,000, then you may come into some different type of, because now it's a conversation again. Okay, so we want more. Maybe one do, maybe one don't. You know what I mean? Then you get into a bracket too, because if you're talking about 30, 40,000, you have some people that don't have any type of financial literacy. So they're spending money on the things that they want and begging for what they need. You know what I mean? In a relationship. So of course that's going to cause problems, arguments. I don't want to be with you, and blah, blah, blah. So now you have a divorce. Well, if you have people that are, their income status is a little bit more higher, they have more investments when you talk about stocks and things like that. They have more commodities that they may be able to fall back on. And like I said, if one becomes unemployed, the other one is able to hold it down until the other one does. So you find more, and I get it. I can see that. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes it takes people a while to go through changes, to get a little older, especially if they're dealing with a certain amount of income. Being able to balance a budget, or being able to balance and say, hey, I need to spend over here and don't spend here. Spend over here. And a lot of people don't like to talk about money.
Right, it's true.
And especially in our culture, you know, the stigma of, if you're not making a lot of money, you don't want to talk about your money. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder too if some of that has to do with when you make more money, the more money you make, the more things you can do. You can take vacation, you can go on dates and date nights and things like that. So you have more time and more access to build relationships, whereas if you are not making a lot of money, you got to hustle and bustle, and you don't have time to build that relationship. So I would assume
it depends on the kind of relationship you have, because now if you're getting two people that's on the same mental level, have an understanding of where we're going, what we're trying to do, and we have a plan, then yeah, you're going to come out of that status of just making less than 70 and come up a little higher because you're working together. So then you go right back again, thinking about, as far as the education, how much a person knows about money, you know, trying to educate another person about money.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that if there's someone in a relationship, let's just say usually the man is the head of the household, usually maybe a lot of times it's the man that handles the money, but let's just say if you are in a relationship and the wife is better with money than the husband. I agree with that. So do you agree with that? Let people shine where they shine.
Yeah, whoever is best with the money
should handle the money.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Better with managing the money.
Absolutely. You know, because a lot of people just don't, you know, I mean, especially us, because we are the biggest consumers. You understand? We always buying stuff, always purchasing things.
Right.
You know, so when it comes to that, and then especially sometimes with women, because, you know, sometimes when women and their money, they don't like to have a conversation with their husbands, you know, or their soon-to-be fiancés a lot about money either.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes people be in so much debt,
That's
they
what I mean, because we're such big consumers.
Right. Yeah. So I found it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
As I matured and got a little bit older, and seen them like in my family, I've seen I like it where I'm sitting the king, right, and say for instance, when my friend come and did a job or whatnot. I like to just say, like, write a check, you know, send the money. So I want to be able to trust her like that. And she can handle it. She can handle it. You know what I mean?
I definitely agree with that.
If the wife or even the husband, if he's better at the finances and everything,
you gotta let people shine where they shine.
But if the woman is better at financing, let her handle it. And that becomes a problem too in the household. Yeah. I can handle my own money, but the light's gonna go off. Right. But that was your responsibility. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I found an interesting fact. One interesting fact that I found, it says that most Americans who filed for divorce do so between January and March.
Right before the summer, spring, break.
You know what? I wonder if that's because people, you know, through the winter times, people are in the house the most, and in the house most of the time. And I was like, I wonder if that's because they don't get on each other damn nerve all.
And you think about that too. Even when we went through the pandemic, how many divorces?
Yes.
Exactly, because now you're in a house with each other 24/7.
Yeah.
There's no 10, 12 hours going out to work and coming home. You know, you in there.
That time.
Absolutely.
That time. Yeah. That's right. Well, I like that what you just said. Let the person shine where they shine.
Exactly. Let them shine. Don't be trying to hold them back. And you find that too, because now you got a lot of insecurities going on.
And I guess that come in with that listing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Who's better at this?
Absolutely, it is. Yes. And being real with it. Don't just because you're the man, just be like, oh no, well I'm the man, I'm handling money. When you know your ass is raggedy, and my girl would say raggedy. Well, you know you're raggedy with money.
Don't do that. That's not cool. Don't do that.
Take my whole. Don't take me down. Please don't take me down.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, that's about all I have as far as the subject goes. It's been an interesting subject, and I think that I'm glad we visited it, and but I think that, you know, again, let people shine where they shine, and the divorce rate shouldn't be what it is.
It shouldn't be, and it's just bad, and it's sad too.
Yeah.
Because you know you married forever.
Yeah, hang in there. Supposed to.
So any of you guys out there that is married and watching, just try it. Like my man said, just hang in there. Go to therapy.
I was going to ask y'all about that. That was another thing I was going to ask real quick. What do y'all think about going going to coach like counseling. Would you
We
do
need
that?
to go to counseling.
Would you do that?
Yeah, that's
Shoot, even if
before,
we went there, the whole
during,
lot of us need to
yeah.
just be in counseling.
Speaking of which, I do some coaching. I do some relationship coaching. Check me out. I do.
Let me make another note too. Another bad thing I think is that because people end up falling into divorce, one thing there's always been that old saying, I don't know if it's just with our culture, you know how you get out of something, get under somebody else to get over something.
Right.
That's not a good thing.
I agree with that. You should at
That
least
is
stay
not.
single
Find
for
yourself.
yes.
And
Find
work to figure
yourself.
out who you are.
Because you know what happens anyway. That person that you go with next is just a rebound.
That's
you
all it's
cannot-
gonna be. You're gonna bring
Yes,
the same behavior, the same thought
baggage.
process, just looking for somebody else that's gonna
The
accept it.
same
Just go
baggage.
around. That's
Around.
all.
Yeah, don't do it
Instead
to
of
them.
being a better you.
Listen, guys, we appreciate you again as checking us out as we do a collab with
Opposition Podcast.
and the Grown Folks Table, baby.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all. Good time. Good time.
Subscribe.
All right. Well, we appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next time on the podcast.
On the
That's right.
podcast.